Today we're making yogurt, Vietnamese style. Yogurt in Vietnamese is Sữa Chua, which literally translates to sour milk. It is also referred to by the French word yaourt, pronounced in Vietnam as zaourt or yaourt, depending on the regional accent. As the latter name suggests, it was probably brought into Vietnam by the French. In true Vietnamese fashion though, we make ours with condensed milk. It is creamy, smooth, and sweet, which makes it perfect to be eaten by itself or as part of desserts. As a kid, I also love eating it frozen. One of my favorite Vietnamese desserts is Sữa Chua nếp căm, which combines the yogurt with black sticky rice. Stay tuned for that recipe coming next. Let's get started. For this recipe, you'll need condensed milk. Sữa Ông Thọ or Longevity brand is the best. Whole milk yogurt. Make sure you buy yogurt that has live and active cultures. You will also need a food thermometer and containers for your yogurt. We kept these wee yogurt jars and bought the lids for them online, and they're perfect. This recipe is perfect for 10 of these jars, about 1.5 liters in total, but you can use any glass containers. First, we're going to sterilize our containers and lids. The warm and moist conditions of yogurt making are perfect for bacteria to thrive, so we want to make sure we eliminate any other bacteria and leave only our good yogurt bacteria.
To sterilize, add the jars and lids to a large heat-proof bowl. Pour in boiling water to cover, making sure to fully fill all the containers.
Now we'll let these sit for 5 minutes before removing them from the water and let air dry. Next, we'll weigh out our yogurt and let it sit on the counter while we heat the milk.
Letting the yogurt come to room temperature will help it combine more easily with the warm milk later. To dry the jars, I like putting them upside down on a cooling rack inside a baking tray. Next, to a pot or saucepan, we'll add the milk, and the sweetened condensed milk. Heat on medium-low, 2 out of 10, whisking and stirring gently and continuously. You should feel and see the condensed milk dissolve and fully combine with the milk. When the mixture reaches 40 to 45 degrees Celsius, 104 to 113 Fahrenheit, turn off the heat. Add in the yogurt, stirring in one direction until most of the yogurt has dissolved. If you still see some small lumps at the end, that is okay. We're going to strain the yogurt. This next step of straining is optional, but recommended because it will help get you a smoother texture. You can either strain all of the liquid into a clean bowl, then ladle into the dried jars, or strain directly into the jars as I'm doing here. Wipe the rims of the jars if needed and add the lids.
There are multiple ways that you can finish making your yogurt. I'm going to show you 2. The first is to use one of these cookers with a yogurt setting, and the second is with the oven.
Add the jars in a single layer to the pot of your cooker. Pour in enough warm water, about 40 degrees Celsius, 105 degrees Fahrenheit, to cover 2/3 of the way up the jars. Close the lid and turn on yogurt mode for 4 hours. Ours has 6 hours as the minimum, so it will be done when there are 2 hours left on the timer. The second method is to use the oven. If your oven has a bread-proof setting or a light that generates enough heat to keep the water at around 40 degrees Celsius, 105 degrees Fahrenheit, you can use that instead of turning on the oven. If not, heat the empty oven at the lowest temperature. Ours is 175 Fahrenheit for 5 minutes. Turn off the oven. Add the jars to a deep baking dish. Fill dish with enough warm water, about 40 degrees Celsius, 105 Fahrenheit, to cover 2/3 of the way up the jars. Add the baking dish to the middle rack of the oven, cover with a kitchen towel, and close the door. After 2 hours, remove the towel, set oven to the lowest setting and let heat for 3 minutes. Turn off the oven, add the towel back, and set the timer for 2 hours. Our yogurt is done. You can tell that the yogurt is ready when you gently tilt the jar and the content is no longer liquid. Here you can see that both methods yielded virtually identical results. Remove the yogurt jars from the cooker or baking dish. I like adding them to a small tray so they can be easily moved.
Now these can cool to room temperature on the counter and then go into the fridge until they are cold. It's the next day, time to try our yogurt. Nice and set. Smells amazing. Let's taste. Tastes right. So creamy.
Make sure you check out our website and subscribe to our channel for more Vietnamese and French recipes.